guys, what's going on? It's me Dan, and I do guides for Ubisoft's Skyrim, so I really hope you enjoyed this guide today. So in this guide today, I'm going to talk to you about a quest called Blessings of Nature. Now, this quest, I've broken it up into 3 sections. What are the advantages of doing this quest, the equipment, and finally, obviously, showing the quest itself and the gameplay inside the quest. So let's start. What are the advantages of doing this? Well, I don't think there are any at all, because the weapon at the end you get is really bad and weighs quite a lot for its damage. So I wouldn't really do this for any kind of reward. I would only do this for experience and fighting and for the enjoyment of doing a quest in the first place. Okay guys, so now let's move on to the equipment. So for this I recommend that you use armor that has magical defense and resistance rather than heavy armor. If you have heavy armor that does have these enchantments on, then I would use that, but I do not have any. Also, using wards like lesser wards, speed fast wards, and other kinds of wards could help, as these can block magic, and you are not going to verse anything but mages in this and things with magical powers. So on the terms of that, I also recommend that you do use Spellbreaker, because Spellbreaker, if you got it, it's quite hard to get I think, but once you got it, it's really cool. It blocks 50 points of magic, which is massive. That's the same as a Fireball spell, I believe. Yes, Fireball, which is does 40 points of magicka, 40 points of damage, sorry, not magicka, just normal health damage in a 15-foot radius. So you are gonna be able to block that, which is quite high, and I would rather use that than use a ward. But if you do not have that, use a ward. And also using things like Nightingale armor, because it has a resistance to frost of 50%, and other kinds of enchantments similar to this will really help you in battle. Okay guys, so let's finally start the video. So what you need to do is come to Whiterun, and it's around the big tree, the dead looking tree thing in the middle by the plaza, and it's by the Temple of Kinnereth. Now there's a priestess who's sitting on a bench around this tree somewhere with robes on, and you should be able to talk to her and start the quest. I already did that, so I'm not able to show you that, but I have showed you the location, so that's really simple to do. So once you've done this, the quest will update and it will say you need to find an item called Nettlebane. It sounds quite cool, but it's not really that good. So simply go to your map and go to the nearest location. It's quite far away, and it's quite an awkward location called Orphan Rock. So what I do is I just found Falkreath Stormcloak camp, so I just teleported there. So once I got there, I did put on my magical defenses and put on my equipment that I did need, because there you go. So I put on Spellbreaker there and the other kinds of enchantments and things, and make sure, I didn't remember in the video guys, but remember to put on, if you have rings as well, and necklaces with resistance to magic. So I've got full Nightingale armor because it does magical defenses and a stealth, so I was thinking of going stealth by using the Paralyze spell, because what you have to do is you have to retrieve it from a Hag Raven. Hag Ravens, if you have versed them in the past, they are not very friendly to kill. And there's also witch hags who do explosive destruction magic. So with these, it is quite annoying. So when I got just around the corner, I noticed, and the hags were quite a few of them actually. So I was thinking of using Fury or some kind of rage illusion to try and maybe draw them off me a bit. So I tried that, but it didn't really work. As I think I suck with the spell, and I try to use different spells rather than just go in there and kill everything, because it just makes it more enjoyable. But if you want to just go in there and kill them with a sword, that is another thing I didn't mention at the start guys. You do not have to use magic on these guys. You can simply use your sword or something, but I would use one-handed. I would not use two-handed, as you should really be using wards and things for this. So this is why the shield is really useful, as I've been able to block almost all the damage from these massive spells. So I was a bit bit of an idiot here because there's a hag clearly behind me and I clearly didn't see it. So up there on this tree there is the hag raven woman. So these hags are kind of like her minion people. So the spell looks really dangerous, but it's actually not that high. I think it's the fireball spell, which is the adept one, which I explained earlier. So I just go into my infantry and get my Daedric sword because I've pretty much had enough of it now. So because of my one-handed and my smithing increase on the sword, if you've seen my smithing one, you would have seen I upgraded it to one of the max potentials over the normal limit for a master smith. So the hag raven is actually quite tricky to fight, as it would take about 4 hits for me with the Daedric sword. So once you've killed the hag raven, simply search the creature and you will find Nettlebane inside. So simply take it and take any other things. There is also a enchanting station, so just take some stuff on there if you want, you don't have to. And then when you're done with that, make sure that all the enemies are killed around you, and then teleport back to Whiterun, which is not very far away actually, and fast travelling is going to save you time. Okay there, so I just tried to use Dragon Ren, which is really stupid because I never remember which shouts I have on. I just don't use shouts very much, which is kind of dumb, as I should use them more. So now I just sheathe my weapon and go back to Whiterun. So the quest will update once you have picked up this Nettlebane thing, so simply go back to this Dianca person, whatever her name is, and then you will be able to do so. So when you're back in Whiterun, simply run back to the Temple of Kinnereth, is it? Yep, Kinnereth. Wow, I can't pronounce Skyrim stuff, as it is really tricky. So once you're inside, simply talk to Dianca, and I had a different small whatever it's called quest, I can't pronounce whatever it's called at the bottom. So simply say I found Nettlebane for you. Now she will explain about how the dagger is used to find this sap from this other tree. Basically you steal sap from this tree and then you give it to her, and then she revives the tree. But when you've revived the tree, it doesn't look different at all, and there's no cool ritual spell, which is kind of lame and lazy. So then simply go to the east, and it is called Eldergreen Sanctuary, I believe. So it's around Fort Amel, the abandoned prison, and the Atronach stone, and there's the dragon place, and it's south of Windhelm. And so yeah, when you're here, there aren't really any enemies outside, but be careful, as you could get attacked if you do fast travel. I just fast travel straight there, so remember always to check around you before you go in. So once you're in, there is absolutely no danger, so you do not have to prepare yourself just yet, but there will be a surprise, but I'm not going to ruin it for you, because I don't want to give it all away. So simply run down this area. Now I had a nice look to just admire the landscape and the detail here. This is why I really love Elder Scrolls games, because of the detail they put into there, into everything they do, from a cake to a landscape to armor to weapons. All these things just makes it really cool. So I was a bit confused why these people were here, but I kill him because something happens later, which does mean that they get killed. So, and then something happens which I'm not going to give away, and then they pretty much get killed. So I'm actually saving him by killing him humanely. Yes, I'm a vet, so yeah, whatever, doctor, putting him to sleep or whatever. So there's another person. So I just left her to I'm gonna leave her here, because then you'll see what happens. I actually do get a little glimpse, and you actually see what happens. So I just tell her that I'm going to go and get the sap from the tree, and she doesn't seem very happy and a bit worried about that, which gives you a bit of a warning what's to come next. So now there are these big trunky things. Now you can't, whatever the roots, that's it, trunky things, roots, wow. So what you need to do is go to your items and get out Nettlebane, which is really bad. If you look, 13 damage for 10 weight is not good. So simply just swing at the roots, and then they will open kind of freakishly for you. So when you've done all that, go up to this tree here and click activate with the X or A button or E on PC. Yes guys, I finally got it for PC. However, I've had troubles recording. So down there you can see what happens. This woman gets killed by, it looks like Spriggans. They disappear. You don't know what's going on, so I'm just gonna go down there and check out what's going on. But I go back to my Daedric sword or some kind of other weapon as they are probably gonna I'm gonna have to fight something here. So I decide to use my Conjured Remora Lord, which is an expert conjuration, which is probably the best conjuration spell in the game. I think it's really cool, and it's also a way of training, so you can, if you do not have Shadowmere, or if something happened or you didn't do the Dark Brotherhood questline, you did kill the Dark Brotherhood questline. Yes, there is a kill the Dark Brotherhood questline, which I might show you on my PC, if I can get the recording sorted. So, if you do not have Shadowmere, you can train on these Conjured Remora Lords, as these have quite a lot of hit points compared to So here I'm just using the Firebolt spell, which is the Apprentice. I should not be using such newbie spells for my level. I should be using Incinerate once and then get out a big sword or something and tank it more, rather than use pathetic spells over and over and over again. So I love taking tap roots, as I use them for alchemy a lot. I've also discovered all the different things for them. So when you're done with that, you finally just run out of this place. You can search the human body. That woman, if you want, she fell in the river, I think, or lake, or whatever. She fell in there, so you could search her, or whatever you want. But I can't be bothered, I'm just gonna get out. Okay guys, so finally when you have returned to Whiterun, just simply say I have the sap, and you have finished this quest. The reward you get is absolutely nothing. You do not get any gold. I do click, I have a delivery from Grod, I think it is. So I just quickly skip through that. So you do not get 750 gold for the actual quest. So I just pointlessly decide to just spend about 10k or something, more than that, about 15k or 20k on restoration, which is kind of funny. But if you know restoration like I do, it is one of the most annoying skills to train, apart from alchemy. Okay guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this guide and the quest. Okay guys, so I'd like to quickly mention this video is dedicated to a friend, as it was their birthday on the 19th of November 2012. So if you want me to mention you in any videos or anything, if you want me to do videos, I can. So also please guys, subscribe to these channels like DJ Weed's channel and Lindsay Sterling and Peter Hollins. These are amazing musicians and I absolutely love their music, and it's really awesome. And thanks guys.